The article Six Signs of a Stupid Person explores the characteristics that can reveal a lack of wisdom in individuals. It emphasizes that intelligence is not solely defined by knowledge, but also by how one lives, treats others, and learns from mistakes. The six signs discussed include having a closed mind, constant blaming, arrogance over humility, lack of empathy, fear of change, and talking more than listening. Each sign serves as a reflection for personal growth, encouraging readers to recognize these traits not only in themselves but also in others. By understanding these signs, individuals can embark on a journey toward greater awareness and wisdom, ultimately fostering a more meaningful and productive life. The closed mind, a barrier to growth and understanding. In our journey through life, the mind plays a crucial role in shaping our experiences, relationships, and personal growth. However, a closed mind can act as a formidable barrier, hindering our ability to learn, adapt, and connect with others. A closed mind is characterized by a reluctance to embrace new ideas, an unwillingness to consider different perspectives, and a steadfast adherence to preconceived notions. This rigidity not only stifles personal development, but also creates an environment where ignorance thrives. One of the most significant consequences of a closed mind is the inability to learn from others. When we approach life with a fixed mindset, we often dismiss alternative viewpoints and fail to recognize the value they may hold. For instance, in a workplace setting, an employee who refuses to entertain new strategies or technologies may find themselves left behind as their colleagues adapt and innovate. This was the case with Mark, a department manager who clung to outdated methods, ultimately leading his team to struggle while others advanced. His refusal to acknowledge the changing landscape of their industry not only hindered his growth, but also negatively impacted his team's performance. Moreover, a closed mind can lead to a lack of empathy. When individuals are unwilling to consider the experiences and feelings of others, they risk becoming isolated and disconnected. This lack of understanding can strain relationships and create a culture of mistrust. Take Paul, for example, who criticized a colleague for missing a deadline without understanding the personal challenges she faced. His inability to empathize not only damaged their professional relationship, but also deprived him of the opportunity to learn from her experience. Fear often underlies a closed mind. People may cling to their established beliefs and routines because they are afraid of the unknown. This fear can create a comfort zone that, while seemingly safe, ultimately limits growth and exploration. Life is inherently dynamic, and resisting change can lead to stagnation. The wise recognize that embracing change is essential for personal and professional development. By stepping outside their comfort zones, they open themselves to new possibilities and experiences that can enrich their lives. Cultivating an open mind requires a conscious effort. It involves actively seeking out diverse perspectives, engaging in meaningful conversations, and being willing to challenge one's own beliefs. This process may be uncomfortable, but it is essential for growth. The Stoic philosophy teaches us that wisdom comes from the ability to adapt and learn from our experiences. By embracing the idea that we do not know everything, we create space for growth and understanding. Furthermore, listening is a vital skill that accompanies an open mind. It is not enough to simply hear what others say. We must actively engage with their ideas and experiences. This requires genuine attention and respect. When we listen, we not only validate others, but also enrich our own understanding of the world. In contrast, talking more than listening can lead to misunderstandings and a lack of connection. In conclusion, a closed mind is a significant barrier to personal growth, empathy, and understanding. By recognizing the signs of a closed mindset and actively working to cultivate openness, we can enhance our relationships, foster a culture of collaboration, and ultimately lead more fulfilling lives. Embracing the unknown, learning from others, and listening with intention are essential steps on the path to wisdom. Let us strive to break down the walls of stubbornness and fear, allowing true understanding and growth to flourish in our lives. The habit of constant blaming. In our daily lives, we often encounter situations where things do not go as planned. Whether it's a missed deadline at work, a failed project, or a personal setback, it's natural to feel frustrated and seek explanations. However, there is a significant difference between acknowledging responsibility for our actions and falling into the habit of constant blaming. This tendency to blame others not only hinders personal growth, but also affects relationships and overall well-being. Constant blaming is a defense mechanism that many people employ to avoid confronting their own shortcomings. It is easier to point fingers at external factors, the economy, a colleague's incompetence, or even bad luck, than to reflect on our own contributions to a situation. This behavior can create a false sense of security, allowing individuals to escape accountability while simultaneously damaging their credibility and relationships with others. For example, consider a manager who blames their team for a failed project without recognizing their own lack of guidance and support. This approach not only breeds resentment among team members, but also stunts the manager's growth as a leader. One of the most detrimental effects of constant blaming is the stifling of personal development. When individuals refuse to accept responsibility for their actions, they miss out on valuable lessons that come from self-reflection and accountability. Growth often requires us to face uncomfortable truths about ourselves, and without this willingness, we remain stagnant. The Stoic philosophy teaches us that mastering life begins with mastering responsibility. By acknowledging our mistakes, we open ourselves up to opportunities for improvement and learning. Moreover, the habit of blaming others can lead to a toxic environment, whether at work or in personal relationships. When people consistently deflect responsibility, it creates a culture of mistrust and disengagement. Colleagues may feel demoralized, and friends may feel unsupported, leading to strained relationships. In contrast, individuals who embrace accountability foster an atmosphere of collaboration and mutual respect. They inspire others to take ownership of their actions, creating a positive ripple effect that enhances teamwork and camaraderie. To break the cycle of constant blaming, it is essential to cultivate self-awareness. This involves pausing to reflect on our reactions to setbacks and recognizing when we are inclined to shift blame onto others. A helpful exercise is to ask ourselves questions such as, what role did I play in this situation? Or what could I have done differently? By taking a step back and evaluating our actions, we can begin to take ownership of our responsibilities. Additionally, practicing gratitude can shift our focus from blame to appreciation. When we acknowledge the efforts of others and express gratitude for their contributions, we foster a more positive mindset. This shift can help mitigate feelings of frustration and resentment, allowing us to approach challenges with a more constructive attitude. In conclusion, the habit of constant blaming is a barrier to personal growth and healthy relationships. By recognizing our role in various situations and embracing accountability, we can transform our mindset and foster a culture of responsibility. This journey may be challenging, but the rewards of self-improvement, stronger relationships, and a more fulfilling life are well worth the effort. Let us strive to break free from the cycle of blame and instead take charge of our actions, paving the way for a brighter future. Arrogance over humility, a reflection on wisdom. In our journey through life, we often encounter individuals who exhibit arrogance rather than humility. This trait can be particularly detrimental, not only to the individual, but also to those around them. Arrogance is a mask worn by those who feel insecure and believe that they must prove their superiority to others. It manifests in various ways, such as dominating conversations, dismissing others' ideas, and an overall lack of willingness to listen. In contrast, humility is the recognition that we do not know everything and that there is always room for growth. Arrogance can be seen in many professional settings. For instance, consider a manager who consistently interrupts colleagues during meetings, insisting that their ideas are the best. This behavior not only stifles creativity, but also creates an atmosphere of fear and resentment among team members. When individuals feel that their contributions are undervalued, they may disengage, leading to a lack of collaboration and innovation within the team. The arrogant manager, blinded by their own self-importance, fails to see that true leadership involves empowering others and fostering an environment where everyone feels valued. Moreover, arrogance often leads to a refusal to accept responsibility for mistakes. When things go wrong, the arrogant individual is quick to point fingers, blaming others for failures rather than reflecting on their own role in the situation. This tendency not only damages relationships but also hinders personal growth. By avoiding accountability, The arrogant person misses out on valuable lessons that come from acknowledging one's shortcomings. In contrast, a humble person understands that mistakes are part of the learning process and is willing to admit when they are wrong. This openness to self-reflection is a crucial step toward personal development and wisdom. The societal implications of arrogance are equally concerning. When leaders and public figures exhibit arrogance, it sets a poor example for others. It perpetuates a culture where individuals prioritize personal gain over collective well-being. In contrast, humility fosters a sense of community and collaboration. Humble individuals are often more approachable, making it easier for others to seek their guidance and support. They understand that everyone has unique experiences and perspectives, and they value the contributions of others. Furthermore, humility allows for deeper connections with others. When we approach conversations with a mindset of curiosity rather than judgment, we create space for meaningful dialogue. Humble individuals listen actively, seeking to understand rather than to respond. This practice not only enriches their own understanding, but also strengthens relationships, fostering a sense of trust and respect. In conclusion, while arrogance may provide a temporary sense of superiority, it ultimately leads to isolation and stagnation. On the other hand, humility opens the door to personal growth, deeper relationships, in a more collaborative environment. As we navigate our lives, it is essential to reflect on our attitudes and strive to embrace humility over arrogance. By doing so, we not only enhance our own lives, but also contribute positively to the lives of those around us. Let us remember that true intelligence lies not in asserting our dominance, but in recognizing the value of others and the lessons they can teach us. The importance of empathy in our lives. Empathy is a fundamental aspect of human interaction that fosters understanding and connection among individuals. It is the ability to put oneself in another person's shoes, to feel what they are feeling, and to understand their experiences from their perspective. Unfortunately, a lack of empathy is one of the clearest indicators of ignorance and can lead to significant personal and societal consequences. When individuals lack empathy, they often struggle to form meaningful relationships. Without the ability to understand and relate to the feelings of others, they may come across as cold or indifferent. This disconnect can create barriers that prevent open communication and collaboration, leading to isolation and loneliness. For instance, in a workplace setting, a manager who fails to empathize with their team may overlook the challenges employees face, resulting in low morale and high turnover rates. Employees need to feel valued and understood, and a lack of empathy from leadership can undermine this essential aspect of a healthy work environment. Moreover, a lack of empathy can lead to judgment and harsh criticism. People who cannot empathize may dismiss the struggles of others, labeling them as weak or incompetent. This tendency can create a toxic atmosphere where individuals are afraid to share their challenges or seek help. For example, consider a scenario where a coworker is dealing with a personal crisis. If their peers lack empathy, they may respond with impatience or disdain, further exacerbating the individual's stress and feelings of inadequacy. In contrast, an empathetic response can provide support and encouragement, enabling the person to navigate their difficulties with a sense of community. Empathy also plays a crucial role in conflict resolution. When disagreements arise, the ability to understand the other party's feelings and perspectives can pave the way for constructive dialogue. Individuals who lack empathy may approach conflicts with a combative mindset, focusing solely on their own viewpoints. This often leads to escalation rather than resolution. On the other hand, those who practice empathy are more likely to listen actively and seek common ground, fostering a collaborative approach to problem solving. Furthermore, the absence of empathy can perpetuate societal issues, such as discrimination and inequality. When individuals fail to recognize the struggles of marginalized groups, they may unconsciously contribute to systems of oppression. Empathy allows us to acknowledge and address the injustices faced by others, encouraging us to advocate for change and support those in need. By cultivating empathy, we can create a more inclusive and compassionate society where everyone feels valued and heard. In conclusion, empathy is an essential quality that enriches our lives and enhances our relationships. A lack of empathy can lead to isolation, misunderstanding, and conflict, while fostering empathy can create connections, promote understanding, and drive positive change. It is crucial for individuals to develop their empathetic abilities, as this not only benefits others, but also contributes to personal growth and fulfillment. By actively practicing empathy, we can build a more compassionate world, one interaction at a time. The fear of change. Change is an inevitable part of life, yet many people find themselves paralyzed by the thought of it. The fear of change can manifest in various ways, from the reluctance to switch jobs, to avoiding new relationships, or even resisting personal growth. This fear often stems from a desire for comfort and familiarity, as individuals cling to what they know, even when it may no longer serve them well. One of the primary reasons people fear change is the uncertainty it brings. The unknown can be daunting, and the prospect of stepping into a new environment or situation can trigger anxiety. For instance, consider someone who has worked at the same company for years. They may feel secure in their role, knowing the dynamics of their workplace and their colleagues. The thought of leaving that comfort zone for a new job with new responsibilities and unfamiliar faces can be overwhelming. This fear often leads individuals to stay in situations that do not fulfill them, simply because the alternative feels too risky. Moreover, the fear of change can also be tied to a lack of self-confidence. Individuals may doubt their ability to adapt to new circumstances or fear that they will fail in a new endeavor. This self-doubt can create a cycle where the individual becomes trapped in their current situation, unable to see their potential for growth and success. For example, a student may hesitate to pursue a new field of study because they worry they won't excel in it, even if it aligns more closely with their passions and interests. Another aspect of this fear is the emotional attachment people develop to their current circumstances. Change often requires letting go of what is familiar, which can be emotionally challenging. Whether it's a relationship, or a lifestyle, the thought of leaving behind something that has been a significant part of one's life can evoke feelings of loss. This attachment can blind individuals to the opportunities that change can bring, keeping them stuck in a cycle of stagnation. However, embracing change is essential for personal growth and development. Life is dynamic, and resisting change can lead to missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential. Change can be a catalyst for new experiences, learning, and self-discovery. For instance, someone who decides to move to a new city may find new friendships, career opportunities, and a renewed sense of purpose. To overcome the fear of change, it is crucial to shift one's mindset. Instead of viewing change as a threat, it can be helpful to see it as an opportunity for growth. Practicing mindfulness and focusing on the present moment can also alleviate anxiety about the unknown. Additionally, setting small, achievable goals can help individuals build confidence and gradually acclimate to new situations. In conclusion, while the fear of change is a common human experience, it is important to recognize its impact on our lives. By understanding the roots of this fear and actively working to embrace change, we can open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences. Change is not something to be feared, but rather a natural part of life that can lead to growth, learning, and a richer, more fulfilling existence. Embracing change can ultimately lead us to discover who we truly are and what we are capable of achieving. Talking more than listening. In today's fast-paced world, communication has become an essential skill, yet many individuals struggle with the balance between talking and listening. The tendency to talk more than we listen is not only a hallmark of foolishness, but also a barrier to meaningful relationships and personal growth. This imbalance can manifest in various aspects of life, from family dynamics to professional settings, ultimately hindering our ability to connect with others. When we dominate conversations, we often overlook the value of listening. Listening is an active process that requires genuine attention and respect for the speaker. It allows us to understand different perspectives, gather insights, and foster deeper connections. However, when we focus solely on expressing our thoughts, we miss out on the richness of others' experiences and ideas. This can lead to misunderstandings, resentment, and a sense of disconnection. Consider the example of John, a father who often monopolizes family dinners with his stories and opinions. His children, eager to share their daily experiences, find themselves interrupted and unheard. As a result, they may feel undervalued and discouraged from expressing themselves. This behavior not only creates tension within the family, but also damages the bonds that should be nurtured through open communication. John's lack of listening creates a rift, leaving family members feeling overlooked and disrespected. Moreover, this tendency to talk more than listen can have detrimental effects in the workplace. In meetings, individuals who dominate discussions may inadvertently stifle collaboration and innovation. When team members feel their voices are not valued, they may become disengaged, leading to a lack of creativity and productivity. Effective teamwork relies on the ability to share ideas, challenge assumptions, and build on each other's strengths. By failing to listen, we not only limit our own growth, but also hinder the potential of those around us. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true wisdom comes from understanding and learning from others. Listening is the pathway to personal development and growth. It allows us to absorb knowledge, gain new perspectives, and refine our own thoughts. When we take the time to listen, we cultivate empathy and foster an environment of mutual respect. This not only enriches our relationships, but also enhances our ability to navigate the complexities of life. To counter the tendency to talk more than listen, we must consciously practice active listening. This involves giving our full attention to the speaker, maintaining eye contact, and providing feedback that shows we are engaged. It also means resisting the urge to interrupt or formulate our responses while the other person is still speaking. By embracing this practice, we create a space where others feel valued and understood. In conclusion, the habit of talking more than listening is a common pitfall that can hinder our relationships and personal growth. By recognizing the importance of listening and making a conscious effort to engage with others, we can transform our communication style. This shift not only enhances our connections with those around us, but also paves the way for greater understanding, empathy, and wisdom. Remember, the wise person listens, while the foolish one only talks. Let us strive to be the former, embracing the power of listening in our daily lives.